itch of a paper for amends. And here is writ, kind Julia. Unkind Julia, as in revenge for thine gratitude, I throw thy name against the bruising stones, trampling contemptuously on thy disdain. And here is writ, love wounded Proteus. Poor wounded name, my bosom as a bed shall lodge thee till thy wound be thoroughly healed, and thus I will search it with a sovereign kiss. Twice or thrice was Proteus' name writ, become good winds, blow not a word away till I have found every letter in the letter, except mine own name. That is a whirlwind bear against a haggard hanging fearful rock, enthroned into the raging sea. Here, in one line, is Proteus' name twice writ. Poor forlorn Proteus, passionate Proteus, to the kind Julia, that I'll tear away, and yet I will not. Seeth so prettily he couples it against his own complaining names. Thus I will fold one on another. Now kiss, embrace, content, do as you will.
I beseech your majesty. If or I want that glib and oily art, speak in purpose not. Since what I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make it known. It is of no vicious blot, murder or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that has deprived me of your grace and favor. But even for want of that for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue as I'm glad I have not. Though not to have it has lost me in your liking.
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching. Oh, were flavor so. Yours thou to catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My tongue should catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Or the world's mine. Demetrius is being baited. The rest I give to be you, translated. Oh, teach me how you look with what art. You sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, filled with sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? A handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee still, and on thy blade untouching gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus of mine eyes. Now, o'er one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse curtained sleep. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout. Was thy threat, he lives.
Hamlet's Soliloquy by William Shakespeare. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further,
They made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner in greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty, but sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue could make offense, his eye did heal it up. He's not very tall, but for his years he's tall. His leg is but so-so, and yet 'tis well. There was a pretty redness in his lip, a little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. 'Twas just the difference betwixt the constant red and mingled damask.
What? Jealous, Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton. Am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of corn sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steppe of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside had not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much so that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she spoke in starts distractedly. She loves me. Sure, the cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man, if it be so as 'tis. Poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise I see, thou art a wickedness.
Puppets? Why so? Ah, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish, and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low but that my nails can reach into thine eyes.